All right, traders, within this video, we're going to be doing an in-depth price action analysis on the SPY, discussing the market, doing a key price action analysis for you. This is going to show you how to trade both ways. It's going to be recapping the trades that were made today. Today was a phenomenal trading day for me. I ended up playing puts multiple times when the SPY tested the previous closing price and it had multiple sell-offs at that previous closing price. I was banking on puts, a quick 20% win here, a quick 30% win right here. In terms of my scalping, I typically hold for no longer than like 10 to 15 minutes. Usually a maximum hold for me will be about 20 to 30 minutes. And then sometimes I just scalp for a couple minutes and I'm going with the closest expiration and I'm going with the strike price that is closest to at the money or barely out of the money. That's typically what I'm doing. It's a very sniper trading approach at the best prices. I'm going to be showing you the strategy here so you can consistently make money within the stock market. I'm going to be recapping trades that were made today. And then we're also going to be discussing updates on the SPY and where we are heading from here. Make sure you like the video and you are subscribed to the channel because later into this long holiday weekend, we are going to be going over in another video the in-depth top stocks that I'm planning to trade into next week. We're going to be discussing the top stocks, the top option plays in my upcoming video, which will be posted on Sunday or Monday. Right now, we're going to be discussing the SPY and recapping some trades, teaching the strategies, and giving an updated price action analysis on where the SPY is heading into next week. So let's get straight into it, guys. So in terms of the SPY, if you watched yesterday's video, I told you guys, if I see the SPY go back to the previous closing price, 377.25, it had a gap down. It went all the way down to $373. You could see right here during extended hours, it ripped back up to the blue line to the previous closing price. It filled the gap and then it started selling off again, right? So if I see that happen during normal trading hours, I'm going to look to scalp puts at this blue line right here. That's where my desired entry is going to be. And before it hits that blue line, I will set my price alerts slightly below it so I'm prepared. And I will have my orders pre-filled out, ready to go. So I can just execute the trade within a click of a button, right? So with that being said, let's talk about market open. Market open, we hit the previous closing price. We formed a double top. It went from 377 all the way down to 376. Within this move right here, you're doing same day expirations. That's a quick 30 to 50% return if you get in towards the previous closing price within less than 20 minutes. I didn't play SPY puts right here. I waited. What I did instead was in the morning, my first couple trades were a Roblox. I was scalping Roblox put options in the 3560s to 3570s range right here. I was scalping towards the top. Multiple wins on Roblox. Had a 10% win on Roblox, had a 20% win on Roblox, and had a 50% gainer on Roblox. 3 wins on Roblox. Then I switched over to the SPY. In terms of the SPY, I typically really like to trade this more towards the middle of the day. Remember how I told you guys it's best to wait for the big move to happen? So what's the big move? What does that look like? This is the big move where SPY tops all the way at 380 and then it sells off all the way down to $373, bottoming towards this extended hours support, which was also heavy support heading into the day before on Thursday, right? This key 373-ish level, nice support, big upside, nice support, big upside, nice support, big upside, right? We've been trading in this overall channel from 373, 374 to a high of like 380s. Today's the day where it finally started to break out towards the highs into the close. With that being said, in terms of the put options that I did play on SPY, because I only did puts today, I didn't do calls. I had members using their own strategies, doing calls. They absolutely crushed it today. Their returns, their percentage returns are actually bigger than mine. But with that being said, I want to go over the trades that I ended up making today. So I had multiple scalps. I had 3 scalps on SPY. Within this period right here, boom, boom, boom. Within this period right here, I played puts 3 times. 20% win, 30% win, 10% win, back to back to back, all puts at PCP at the previous closing price. So why did I do that, right? Why did I decide to do that? If the previous closing price reacts as a resistance level, this is what happens. It sells off. If it cracks, reacts, you see how it reacts as support right here? It bounces, reacts as support right here, forms a bottom wick, it bounces. When it cracks, when it reacts as a resistance, sells off hard. When it reacts as a resistance, see how the top wicks are forming, the bearish candles are forming. See how there's a little gap to fill right here. There's a small gap to fill. It fills the gap with a bearish top wick, bearish. play puts into that easily. That's strong confidence in puts right there. Boom. Make the quick scalps. Within a move like this, a 1 point drop on the SPY, you have a put that's like 1 point out of the money. That's like a nice 30 to 40% return at least. That's like a 30 to 40% return on a same day expiration. Very, very quickly, within like 10 minutes. I played that multiple times. Play puts here, multiple times at the previous closing price because it formed the bearish candlestick. It filled the gap. The gap filled right here, formed the bearish wick, sold off. Lower highs, bearish candlesticks, crack support, all confirmations to be playing puts at the previous closing price. And it did the same thing right here. See the candlestick, this candlestick right here, same candlestick right here, sells off. Pay attention to the 1 minute candles. Pay attention to these little gaps. There was a little gap to fill on the SPY right here. When it filled this gap and formed this wick at the high of that gap, it closed the gap at the high of this wick, it started selling off. Bearish confirmations, quick scalps. I am telling you, the best results that I've ever gotten in terms of trading, I've tested so much over the past decade, it's been scalping. For me, what works best is I get in, I get out. How long? Within usually like 10 to 15 minutes, within like 10 minutes. Sometimes it's within a couple minutes. I was in a trade today, I made a 28% return in 3 minutes, scalping puts towards an upper, higher previous closing price. But yeah, that's one thing I would recommend is getting in and getting out very, very quickly within like 10 to 15, 20 minutes. For me, scalping works best. That's my type of approach in trading. Whenever I tend to hold, I either give back profits, aim for a big win. The trade goes from being up and then it goes to red. And then that makes me emotional. I hold longer and then it ends up being a big red trade. That's where my biggest losses ended up coming from, is actually holding options. So I would recommend scalping. I recommend you get in, you get out like a sniper, you wait for the best entries. I'm telling you, when SPY hits the best entries for puts, we knew the previous closing price was going to be the best entry for puts. 1 opportunity, 2 opportunities when it cracks right here, 3, 4, that's 5 opportunities. That's 5 opportunities to make a 30% return within like 10 minutes. The opportunities are there. It's like, man, if you use the information that's told in these videos, like you guys should be doing fairly well. With that being said, we also knew that SPY had very, very key resistance right here. SPY had a lot of key resistance at this 380 level. You could see right here, there was actually a gap to fill yesterday towards this 380 level. And you already know who played puts at that gap fill level yesterday, just like I did today. See the wick right here, top wick at the previous closing price. See the top wicks, and then it sells off. Look at what it did yesterday. Massive run up. Top wick right here. Top wick right here, puts. Guess who's playing puts at those key levels? I'm playing puts at those key levels. That's what I do, man. I love when SPY gaps down, sells off even more, has an overextended move to the upside, touches the previous closing price, forms the bearish candlesticks, forms the wicks, forms the lower highs, forms the resistance, starts to sell off, play the puts into these resistance levels. What is your risk? Really, what is your risk doing this, right? If I'm buying puts right here, I'm not risking a lot. It's like a 50 cent to 70 cent risk, and look at the downside potential. Same thing right here. If I'm buying puts right here, my risk isn't that much. And I would recommend getting in at the top wicks. Get in at those best prices. Don't try to get in here like towards this dip. Get in right here at this blue line, even a little bit above the blue line, right? But you want to do this on overextended moves, overreactions. What's an overreaction? An overreaction is where SPY gaps down and it sells off even more, and then it just rips up 9 points within 2.5 hours to fill the gap. That's what you want to do it on. And today, this is an overreaction as well. From 380 all the way down to 373. And then an overreaction is this has a massive bounce very, very quickly. From 374 all the way to 377. That's a massive move very, very quickly. So if you see those overreactions, play the puts once the resistance forms. Look for some resistance. You see the resistance forming. You see the bearish confirmations. Have your orders ready for the pop back up. On the pop back up, play the puts into the next green candles, into the pop back up, right? Once you see this bearish wick right here, once you see the top wicks form, play puts into the rips. Play puts as it's ripping up. Not into these little dips, not down here. Wait for the little rips. SPY's moving like 50 cents to $1 a minute sometimes. Like, wait for the little rips. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. I'd get a bearish confirmation. This is a bearish confirmation. Once you get the bearish confirmation, don't get in on the dip. It's going to have a tiny little pullback. So see right here, this bearish confirmation has a little pullback. on this bearish confirmation, get in on the little rip. See this 5-minute candle? There's rips right here. So like, let me show you what it is that I'm talking about, because it's going to help you a lot with entries. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is a bearish confirmation, right? Bearish confirmation, we're forming wicks, right? There's a gap to fill right here. As soon as that gap fills, as soon as we touch PCP, we already got the bearish confirmations. Get in on the rip. You need to be getting in at the high of these candlesticks right here, not towards the low. You don't want to get in towards here. You don't want to get in towards here. You need to be getting in right there. Here's another example. It forms the wicks, right? It already sold off right here. Where do you buy the puts? Right here, into these rips. Buy the puts into these rips. You already got the bearish confirmations. It's already selling off. Buy puts into the rips, not the dips. Do not buy puts here. Do not buy puts here. These small little tweaks within your trading. So I'm telling you, wait for the bearish confirmation. Once you get the bearish confirmation, wait for the next pop up. So what I'm telling you is, this is a bearish confirmation. This is a bearish confirmation at PCP. It sells off. Don't buy puts here. Don't buy puts into the sell-off. When it bounces back up, boom, play puts as soon as it rips back up. Just play puts. Even if it looks green, even if it looks bullish, play the puts. You are much better off doing that than trying to buy puts into a red bearish candlestick on the downfall. I'm telling you guys, you got to get in literally at the best entries. Every dime, every nickel matters with these options. I'm telling you, man. So that's what I'd recommend. Get the bearish confirmation. If it pullbacks, wait. If you want, you can take a small starter size, but you should wait. And then when it rips back up, instantly, boom, pull the trigger. You got to be prepared. You got to be locked in. So you wait for the confirmation. You say, okay, I see the confirmation. Next step, just wait for it bounce up. If it looks green, if it looks bullish, buy the puts into that bounce. And then boom, you get the best entry, and then it starts to sell off. And your max risk is towards the high of this right here, towards the high of these wicks. So there you go. That's how you do it, right? Just make sure you're getting in on those pops and not the support. Don't go, oh, bearish confirmation. Let me buy puts into the pullback. No, wait for the rip up. That has helped me out so much. So remember, wait for the bearish confirmation. When triggered, buy the puts into the rip. Even if it looks bullish, just buy the puts. Why? Because the bearish confirmation already triggered, so it's time to buy puts, right? So if it's ripping up, we're going to get a better entry, right? Because the point is, it can rip up at the dip or at the breakout level. So what entry do you want to bet on the stock to go down? At the dip, at the price that's not as good, or do you want to get in at the rip? That's the point I'm trying to make, because the bearish confirmation already triggered, so we're already bearish. We already want to get in. So let's get in on a bullish candle to the upside after the bearish confirmation forms. I'm telling you, when I started doing that, my entries have improved drastically. And if you get a better entry, you're going to be in a situation where you're going to make much bigger returns, and you can expose yourself to a little bit more risk because you have a better entry. If it starts breaking out a little bit, you're not going to be down that much because your entry is so better. But if you get in on a dip and it starts breaking out, you're going to get spooked out of the trade, and you're going to be selling your puts for a loss, where I'll be buying the puts towards the top of those wicks, not getting scared out, because that's my entry where you're cutting your loss. You see what I'm saying? So just that information disclosed in this video should help you out a lot. It's different. Most people don't do it. You have to rewire it that way, because at first, I would wait for the bearish confirmation, and then I would start buying puts as it's falling down. And then knowing SPY, it usually just pops back up a little bit. So it's just best to buy on the pop after the bearish confirmation. That is what I'm telling you. So it's kind of like, in a sense, you're not getting in on the first bearish confirmation. You're getting in after the first bearish confirmation on the rip. That is something that I've been tweaking with my trading, and it's been helping me out a lot, because like I said, I have a better entry, so I can, I can hold while people are cutting their losses. I could hold for a little bit, right? For a little bit. And the loss is smaller and the win's bigger. So there you go. And the bearish confirmation already triggered. So it just makes sense to buy on a little rip up after that instead of on the dip, and not fear missing out, right? For a poor entry. So, with that being said, I wanted to really bring that strong point across, right? That's a whole separate video in itself. But for those of you who watch these videos, you really do get these hidden gems that'll be thrown around. But yeah, I really wanted to mention that. So those were the main trades that I did today. Like I said, I showed you the confirmations, I showed you how I do it, and I get in, I get out quickly. I get in, get out quickly. I'm telling you, like a dollar move, 60 cent, 70 move on SPY, same day expiration, that's like a 20, 50% gainer. And then I just get out. It's as simple as that. I know some people make 100% gainers, stuff like that. I just get in and get out, right? And I cut my losses quick, super quick. If we're going above this, I'm out. I'm out like a light, boom, minus 5%, minus 7%, I'm out. When I'm winning, 20%, 30%, winning 3 times more than what I'm losing. Scalping in very, very quickly like a sniper, right? So, yeah, this is just more examples, right? Does this look bullish? It's testing the PCP, big red candle. Does that look bullish? No. Don't buy puts here, though. Wait for the green candles. Bearish confirmation already triggered. Don't chase and buy in the dip. Just buy in the green candles. It already formed. Same thing right here. Bearish candlestick right here. Does that look bullish? No. But don't buy puts here. Buy into the green candle on the way up. That's how you do it. When you're buying these puts, it should be on green candles, right? The candle should be green at some point in time. Sometimes it goes from green to red, but it should be green at some point in time when you're buying these puts. So I want to really bring awareness to that. All right, so now that I got that point across, those are the main overall trades that I made today. I had some scalps that weren't the greatest. I was scalping towards here. I had a nice 28% win scalping towards 388 on this nice dollar pullback. I made 28% on that in 3 minutes. And then I tried scalping again, just small losses, just minus 7%, minus 5%, and then I was just done for the day. We had some people were writing calls since 375 today. It was insane. Since 375, people were writing calls using indicators, using different strategies. In terms of my strategy and what I teach, and in terms of buying calls, the main opportunity to buy calls is when the previous closing price reacts to support. So right here is reacting as resistance the whole time I was playing puts. And then I play puts again. I just kept playing puts at PCP because look at how many times it favored puts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all these 8. That's 8 opportunities for quick scalps in and out. Boom, 20% like that with same days. There was an opportunity for puts as well. Opportunity for puts, right? There was over 9 opportunities to scalp puts in and out for quick 20, 30% gainers today, right? So if you think of the win rate, if I just keep playing puts at PCP and make these quick 20, 30% gainers, at some point, I'm probably going to get stopped out. And when I get stopped out, I cut my losses quickly. Boom, 10% loss. Gave back nothing. Go with where the win rate is. The win rate was in the puts at the previous closing price. And I kept playing it. And it got to a point where I finally got out and took a loss. It happens. You take your small loss, you get out at 10%. And then if you want to, you can switch sides once it turns into support. So I'm going to show you a bullish reversal right here. In terms of my strategy, in terms of what I teach, this is confirmation to buy calls. So, this has been trying to break above previous closing price all day. Even in the morning, it had a nice breakout. When it reacts to support, you can try to scalp calls. So right here, it had a breakout. Wait for it to come back down, buy into the fear. Don't buy into the breakout. Buy into the fear when it comes back down to the previous closing price. So the breakout is your bullish confirmation, right? So if it comes back down to the previous closing price after it breaks out, then you buy the call options when it touches the previous closing price. Buy calls because it had a nice breakout and it worked and it kept going up. So that's how you can tell that the trend is reversing. So if you bought puts right here, you get stopped out right here. And then you say, oh, it's breaking out. That's bullish, but I'm not going to chase it. And then you wait for it to go back down to the previous closing price because the trend's attempted to shift because the stock had a breakout. And what's going to happen is SPY is going to attempt to turn that previous resistance right here, that previous closing price, into support because it braked out. And as you can see, it worked out. So in terms of my strategy, in terms of what I teach, there's an opportunity to buy calls right there. I didn't play it though. I just kept focusing on puts towards resistance. Any trade that was made after not buying puts at previous closing price, that's literally not what I teach. And I was doing that. I was just very small scalps, just like a sniper, not like alerting like these best setups, best prices, just getting in, getting out, very quick sniper scalps. Yeah, overall, this was a fantastic day, man. So that's how you can trade SPY on the put side in that sense. Hope this helped a lot. In terms of how does SPY look right now, this does look bullish. It really does look bullish. The market flip-flops very, very quickly. Got to keep updating price action house, keep updating videos. In terms of how we look right now, this looks pretty fucking bullish. Like this really does look bullish because we're seeing a reversal, but it's not over yet because we haven't held long enough to know. We just had a very nice massive move to the upside, but we haven't had enough time to see how it reacts and see how it holds. But for SPY to have an overall reversal, pretty much 380.50 to 381, if that turns into support, it's going to have a reversal and we're going to rip. When are we going to rip? When's it going to go crazy? SPY goes crazy if we break above 382, big breakout. Why do I say that? Because this is a massive move, man. This is a massive move. This is a key level with big downside potential. It's also a key level with big upside potential if it breaks out. Look at this right here. If it breaks above this 380 level It's got big upside. It doesn't have much resistance. It just needs to go past 382.27. So in terms of our updated price action analysis, in terms of where we're overall at with the SPY and with the market on the daily chart, we are attempting to see a reversal. We are attempting to see SPY go bullish for the micro, for the short term heading into next week. The chart looks overall bullish. It's trying to push up. It's trying to break out. Is it confirmed yet? I wouldn't say it's confirmed yet, but I will say the chart does look kind of bullish here. With that being said, I want you to focus on two levels. 381.24, the previous closing price, and this resistance level right here, $382.27. That is the zone, right? So that zone has to break out and react to support, right? For SPY to go super bullish and rip back to 390s and then really start to climb back up to fill that gap towards 401, that's what needs to happen. 381 to 382 needs to break out and react to support. Now, for the bears to get back in control, what needs to happen for the bears to take back control? We need to turn a big upside level into a resistance level. Right now, it's reacting as support. The thing is, though, it hasn't reacted as support for that long, though, so we don't know yet. This is why you need to focus on the reactions. So what I'm telling you is this level right here, I'm going to give it to you right now. This is going to be the key levels. I'm going to give you a little zone. This is the zone where if SPY cracks this zone, you're going to want to play puts. It's going to sell off if it cracks this zone. So I'm showing you the levels. I'm explaining how to determine if this is going to be a micro bull or bear trap here with this micro flip flop in the market. So right here, focus on these levels. $380.66. This is going to be another key level right here. $380. Those are going to be our main key levels. 380 and 380.66. That is our zone. If it cracks and reacts as a resistance, SPY sells off, it gets crushed. Now, if 381 to 382 breaks out, holds, turns into support, SPY goes bullish, and it continues to climb up towards that 390 area. That's where we're currently at. So just pay attention. We are literally sitting at a top of a channel. This has been a top of a channel for basically 3 days in a row now. You could see these key levels right here, these key levels towards this 382, this 381, this 380 zone. These are the make it or break it levels for the SPY. So we're at a point in time where there's going to be another lucrative trading opportunity. Why is that? Because we're at the top of the fucking channel. We are at the top of the channel. It's going to be a very lucrative trading opportunity coming up. We are now back at the top of the channel. Previous closing price is now at 381.24. So we're going to see if it reacts bearish, starts breaking down, forming resistance at this top of the channel. I'm going to be playing puts. If it holds, reacts support, reacts bullish, I might just sit on the sidelines. I might just watch it. So we have to see. There's going to be a much better update and much better explanation heading into this week. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you do want to use this weekend to study and network and connect with the members in Trader Society, I'm telling you guys, we have a phenomenal group. I'm telling you, these people, they're living my family. This is a phenomenal trading group. We got people teaching in here. We got some great moderators giving out great information, sharing their strategies, sharing their teaching, sharing what it is that they learned about the market, sharing their indicators and how they make money within the markets. Everybody has different trading styles. But yeah, we got a great team. So if you do want to be a part of us, that's going to be the first link down below in the description. Once you join, it's a lifetime access and it's a one-time fee. There's no recurring subscriptions. So if you want to join us, all the information is explained within the first link in the description. You get access to the video lesson library where you learn how to trade price action, the gap trading strategies, risk management, position sizing, psychology, mindset training is all within the video lesson library. You also get access to the chat room, to the Discord server, to the live trading streams that I do every single day at Market Open, where you get to watch me trade live, see my open and close positions. You also get access to the real-time trade alerts, the day trade alerts, the swing trade alerts, the leap option trade alerts. There's so much more to it, man. I'm telling you, the best things that Trader Society has for you is the networking opportunities. It's the people we have in here. I have seen two people go from 5 figures to millionaires within just this year. I've seen it, and it's possible. If you hit a hot streak, if you compound your account, you're taking decent sizes, it's really possible within a couple months. It is really possible. These options on SPY and SPX, if you hold them, you have a different strategy where you kind of hold it out, aim for a bigger move, the returns are insane. I'm more of a scalper where I aim for more smaller moves, very quick, very out. And the reason why I like that the most is the losses are a lot smaller. If you hold options too long and it goes against you, the losses are a lot bigger. But if it works in your favor, then the wins are a lot bigger as well. I like more of a conservative approach, and I'm just best at sniping. I'm just best at getting in and getting out. There are certain trades where I do hold and aim for a bigger move. They're very, very rare to come across. I would say maybe twice a week at most. But in terms of scalping opportunities, you scalp like a sniper, you get in, you get, I'm telling you, man, if you have a small account, it is so much, it's very lucrative and very fun to grow a small account. I actually enjoy growing a small account more than growing a big account in my experience. And I'm telling you, man, these small little base hits with a small account, you're going to see how fast it compounds and add ups. If you focus on that percentage return, you're going to see, man, think about it. If you had an account with like, let's say $2,000, you're scalping, you're making a couple percent, doing nothing crazy. You're scalping, making a quick 1%, 2%, 3% return, $20, $40, $60. It adds up over time. You continue to compound the account and it starts doubling your profits. And then it just keeps on going. It scales within time. I like the base hits. I like the quick, in and out, 20, 30, 40%. Sometimes it's a 50%, even 70% gainer. But then there's other people like to hold. They aim for the bigger wins. And if you aim for bigger wins, you get bigger losses. I don't like big losses. I'd rather scale in with a bigger size, or just scale in and just make a quick 20, 30%. I mean, it's much better than trading stocks. You trade SPY, you trade stocks, these large caps, you're not going to be making anything. You're going to be making like a 1% return on your money, and you're going to have to hold for quite some time to do that. It's not worth it. You have to go all in on the stocks. It's just not worth it. So yeah, if you do want to learn how to trade options and surround yourself with the network, with the community, with very experienced traders, some very successful traders within this group, and also, you can participate in the Voice Discord channel. I'm telling you, it's the networking opportunities. The networking opportunities, the live trading streams at Market Open, the video lesson library, observing, being aware of how the strategies work, of how the group works as a whole. There's so much value to it. I'm telling you, once you see it and it clicks, it clicks. Once you got it, you got it. Nobody can take it away from you. So yeah, if you're looking forward to growing a small account and compounding it over time, this should be the right group for you. And I'm looking forward to working with you. So I will see you guys within the next video later this weekend. Thank you so much and have a happy 4th of July. I will see you guys soon.